On social media, many influencers like to present themselves as ultra-wealthy entrepreneurs with near-perfect lives. This flaunting of wealth and status does well on platforms like Instagram, but in many cases the lives these online gurus actually live are nowhere near what they present themselves as on social media. A perfect example of that is today's guru, named RD Whittington, or as he's more commonly known as WiresOnly. Whittington claims to be a successful custom car dealer who sells some of the most tricked out cars to some of the biggest celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Floyd Mayweather, and even several multiverse versions of Spider-Man. Whittington claims his car-selling business has made him wealthy beyond belief, and even claimed on a recent YouTube video that his business makes nearly $150 million a year.
How much is your business generating per year?
Our business generates anywhere from $70 to $150 million per year.
Despite claiming his business generates $150 million a year and flaunting this lifestyle all over social media, WiresOnly real life has unraveled over the past few months, which has led to him being arrested for issuing a bad check, had his Beverly Hills car showroom shut down, faces multiple lawsuits including one from an NBA star, and even had his Instagram baddie wife attempt to get a restraining order against him after multiple claims of stalking and violence. Needless to say, the life WiresOnly presents online is far from how this influencer actually lives. With that being said, let's go ahead and break it all down. As mentioned before, RD Whittington rose to fame selling million-dollar cars to celebrities. He's become friends with a lot of them, including Jamie Foxx, which eventually led to Whittington getting his own show on Discovery Plus called Million Dollar Wheels. On the show, they sell custom cars to celebrities in each episode. Discovery puts a lot of these scenes on YouTube, with a clip of WiresOnly selling the ugliest Maybach I've ever seen to Kim Kardashian being my favorite, as the comment section is nothing but people roasting Kim for the insane number of times she says, "Oh my god," in the clip.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The lighting.
My god.
Does it
Oh my god.
That show made WiresOnly incredibly famous, which led to him amassing over 1 million followers on Instagram, where he constantly posts about all the expensive vehicles he has and all the famous celebrities he knows. The next step, obviously, was to launch an online community where WiresOnly would teach you all the keys to personal and financial success. Sadly, it looks like the group is now closed, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to learn how to write bad checks and have women file restraining orders against me, like WiresOnly seems to have mastered, but sadly, I guess I'll have to learn that from someone else now. The first red flag that WiresOnly wasn't all he presented himself as was in August when the city of Beverly Hills shut down his car dealership showroom located on prestigious Wilshire Boulevard. Google Street View shows that what the dealership looked like when it was run by WiresOnly, but as of the time of this video, it's now being run as a furniture shop. We'll talk about why the city shut him down after a brief word from today's sponsor. Longtime viewers know for the past 2 years I've had the same desk set up. It was a small wooden desk that I eventually covered with a black sheet to fit in with the backdrop better, but overall I was never satisfied with the desk. It was too short to fit the full screen, and the height was just a little too high to sit at as well, so I was never really happy with it. Today's sponsor FlexiSpot reached out to me a few weeks ago and offered to send me their top-of-the-line E7 Plus standing desk to see if it would be a good fit. That desk is the one I'm using now and will continue to use in my future videos because I couldn't be any happier with what they sent me. I love how large this desk is, and the adjustable height of the desk makes it so I can write scripts for my videos while standing, so I'm not sitting for hours on end, and then I can lower it to sitting level for the perfect on-camera shot. This desk has a whopping 540-pound static capacity and has no problem lifting me at all. The desk comes with a super sturdy 4-leg design and is incredibly stable at any level, as you can see when I tried to shake it in the video. The desk lifting motors are also insanely smooth, and a quarter on its edge doesn't get knocked over as it raises or lowers. The desk comes with a multitude of desk accessories you can buy as well, and has a very generous 15-year warranty. Lots of YouTubers don't actually use the products they get sponsored by in their videos, but I really am blown away by this desk, and you'll see it featured in all my videos going forward. Right now, FlexiSpot is having their Black Friday sale with items up to 65% off, and during this period, you have a chance to win free orders from their website as well. If you would like to get an E7L standing desk, use my code YTE7P50 to get an extra $50 off. Thanks again to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. According to the city of Beverly Hills, they shut down his showroom because Whittington had been operating WiresOnly for years without a business license, without a DMV license, without paying business taxes, and without a conditional use permit. A series of planning commission meetings in which Whittington appeared unprepared resulted in a denial from the commission. This guy apparently had no license to operate this business and then opened a showroom in Beverly Hills without approval and tried to get a permit from the city after he was already working out of the showroom. I'm amazed he didn't go to jail for this and was just told by the city he had to close up shop. WiresOnly appealed the decision by the city to deny him a permit, but after he failed to pay the appeal fee, the decision became final. This failure to pay a small fee was a foreshadowing of a much bigger problem with WiresOnly business. On September 10, 2024, Whittington was arrested by Beverly Hills cops after an out-of-state warrant was issued for his arrest in the state of Nevada. RD was wanted in Nevada for 2 felony charges, including theft between $5,000 and $25,000 and attempting to pass a check with intent to defraud valued at $1,200 or greater. Whittington eventually paid the $13,000 he owed to MGM Casino, and the case was dropped, but it seems odd that a man who claims his business makes $150 million a year can't afford appeal fees and allegedly writes bad checks. But maybe that's all part of the master plan he teaches in his exclusive community, and I'm just a simpleton who doesn't understand how these elite ballers operate. Unfortunately, this was just the tip of the iceberg for WiresOnly crumbling empire. He's now been sued by multiple companies and individuals for various improper business dealings. I did a search for all the cases RD Whittington was a defendant in on Unicourt and stopped looking them up once it was clear that there were over a dozen cases. The California courts charge you to look at each document, and since I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars to access each case, we'll be taking a look at 4 of the cases I found most interesting. The first case is BMW Financial Services versus RD Whittington. In February of 2024, RD Whittington leased a 2024 Rolls-Royce Spectre from Desert European Motor Cars and agreed to make 48 monthly payments of $7,426.86. By July of 2024, Whittington had allegedly stopped making lease payments, and per the agreement, BMW Financial Services is now asking for the total amount of the lease agreement, $494,000, plus the return of the vehicle. Now, in my personal opinion, leasing any vehicle is a bad idea, since you're basically renting the car and have to give it back at the end of the lease, but I guess I don't know what I'm talking about, since that's what all these gurus like to do. Even Mr. Knowledge himself, Ty Lopez, is now renting a $100 million mansion and is trying to convince people that's a smart thing to do, and it's totally not because his last $100 million business went down in flames and he can't afford the house. The next case Whittington was involved in was similar to the last case, but actually got much worse when Porsche, the company suing him, investigated. On January 11, 2024, Whittington leased a used 2019 Lamborghini Aventador and agreed to make 48 monthly lease payments of $14,847.66. By June of 2024, Whittington had stopped paying the lease payments and now owes $683,000 and the return of the vehicle. When the plaintiff investigated, they realized that their Lambo was listed on WiresOnly website, and they believed that Whittington was illegally subleasing their Lambo to a third party without their permission. Now, aside from allegedly screwing over car companies, Whittington has also ticked off many of his former clients, including NBA star Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer initially bought a 1967 Shelby Mustang from WiresOnly at a price of $700,000 in late 2022, but in early 2023 decided to buy a 2022 Ferrari for a total price of just over $1 million. Part of this deal was Spencer depositing $350,000 to hold the Ferrari, and that WiresOnly would sell Spencer's Mustang to make up the difference. The Ferrari was to be held by the dealership until WiresOnly was able to sell the Mustang, but instead WiresOnly sent the Ferrari to Spencer's home without selling the Mustang. Spencer attempted to return the Ferrari the next day and asked for his $350,000 deposit back, but the WiresOnly team allegedly told him to kick rocks, which led to the NBA star suing WiresOnly. This is just a small taste of the many financial cases Whittington has against him, but on top of that, his personal life was also falling apart at the same time. Whittington, who was openly dating an Instagram baddie known as Samantha Rayner, had actually married her in 2022 without talking about it publicly. One of the reasons for the quick marriage, it seems, is that so Samantha could legally work and live in the US, as she is an Australian native. As Whittington's legal issues worsened, he decided to file for divorce against Samantha in June of 2024, listing a separation date of March 11th, 2024. I probably wouldn't even mention this if it was just a simple divorce, but a month later Samantha filed a domestic violence restraining order against Whittington. In the report, she goes over multiple cases of Whittington allegedly stalking her and allegedly assaulting her as well. On May 17, 2024, I went to RD's house on admissible terms. He attempted to manipulate me with gifts, insisting that I wear a necklace he had bought. Despite my refusal, he repeatedly asked me to put it on, so to avoid an argument, I put it around my neck. Later that night, during a call with my best friend on the balcony, RD overheard my friend expressing concern for my safety and urging me to leave. This infuriated him, and he began hurling derogatory slurs, calling my friend a F-word and a B-word. When I intervened to defend my friend, RD turned his verbal abuse towards me, calling me a dumb B-word, a pattern consistent with his past behavior. As I threatened to leave and ran towards the elevator, RD violently grabbed me, yanked me back, and pushed me to the floor. He then pushed me against the wall, strangling me with one hand while continuing to scream obscenities at me. The fear and physical pain was overwhelming. After he briefly released me, I made another attempt to escape, but he grabbed the chain around my neck and pulled me, choking me further while demanding I return the chain. I stopped moving and he finally removed the chain. He momentarily turned away to put the necklace away, so I seized the opportunity to flee, escaping into the elevator. Samantha gives many more examples of alleged abuse and stalking. On one incident, she claims Whittington followed her to Las Vegas and discovered where she was staying, despite her not communicating with him. He allegedly gained access to her hotel room after she left and later FaceTimed her to show the items from her room he collected, including a hair extension, which Samantha took a picture of as evidence for the case. Samantha claims this type of behavior was recurring, but she stayed with him because he would often threaten to divorce her and get her deported if she didn't do what he wanted. Seeing as how Whittington was never arrested for any of Samantha's claims, I do have to say this is just alleged behavior she claims, but seeing this in the dozen or so financial lawsuits against Whittington, I think it's safe to say this guy is not a very nice dude. If Whittington loses all the cases, he will owe collectively several $million to multiple people, and I really don't see how he will ever be able to climb out of this hole and rebuild his tarnished brand. I think WiresOnly is a prime example to not be so enamored with the flashy lifestyle you see these gurus live, because in many cases what's really going on is a shady and corrupt lifestyle that often leads to ruins. Let me know in the comments below if you think WiresOnly will turn things around, or if his empire is done for good.